In homework 7, we will be looking at different number bases. And in this first segment of homework 7, we will look at how to count in different number bases. In order to do that, let's think about how we count in base 10, which is the number system we use. We use base 10 because we have 10 fingers, and originally man started putting things together with their fingers. If they were counting sticks or animals or whatever, they would line them up with their fingers and count with their fingers. But then when they got groups of 10, then they started counting the groups of 10. And that's how we got our place values. So let's think about our base 10 for a minute, and then we'll look at the other bases. In base 10, we have the number 10 because we have 10 symbols for numbers. And all our numbers can be written with these 10 symbols. We then use place value to make bigger numbers. So we start with 0. We're going to just look at the whole numbers. We start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and notice that is 10 different symbols. There's our first symbol, our second, our third, our fourth, our fifth, and so on, down to our 10th symbol. So we are in base 10, but our highest symbol represents 9. Okay, because once we get to 9, now we have 10 things, we have an entire group. How do we get to that next number? Well, we know how to count so well, we don't stop and think about what we're doing. But what I really do is I add 1, and whenever I'm at my last symbol, and my last symbol in base 10 is 9, I get to start all the way over with my first symbol up here, 0, and I carry 1, and then I add. So then when I add another one, I get 11, and I add another one, and so on. Okay, when I'm at a number such as 29, when I add 1, I'm at my last symbol here, so when I add 1, I start all the way over, and I carry 1. And then from 2, I go to my next symbol, which is 3. So whenever I'm at my last symbol in the base, in base 10 for in this example, I go to 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. So let's look at a different base. Suppose we only had 8 fingers. We would have base 8, which is also known as octal. By the way, base 10 is known as decimal. And that's why we call the little period a decimal, because it's based on tenths. Well, this is octal based on 8, as an octagon, which has 8 sides. Okay, so there's going to be 8 symbols. What are those symbols going to be? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the biggest symbol that we're going to have in base 8 is 7. What's going to come after 7? Well, we're at the last symbol, so we're going to put a 0 and carry 1. So after 7 comes 1, 0. Okay, then we add 1. We add another one. We add another one until we get to 17, or what looks like 17. Because I'm at my last symbol, I start all over, and I carry 1 up here. What's the next symbol after 1? 2. So I keep going. 21, and so on. Often to indicate that a number is in base 8, we will put a little 8 below here, or sometimes we'll put a little OCT for octal. That would mean we're in base 8. If it's understood that we're in base 8, we know that's what we're talking about, then we might not write that down there. Well, let's look at some other numbers in base 8. Suppose I had 236, base 8. What would be the next number after 236? Well, let's add 1 to the 6. So I get 7. And the next number would be 237. What would be the next one after that? Well, let's add 1. What's the next number after 7? There isn't one. 7 is the last number. So I have to go 0, and I have to take an extra one over to the next place value. So what's the next number after 3? 4. So I get 240 base 8. Okay, what if I had 277 base 8? What's the next number after 7? There isn't one. So I have to start over with the first symbol and carry 1 to the next place value. So now this is asking me what's the next number after 7. Oh, there isn't one. So I have to start all the way over at 0 and carry that to the next place value. So now this is asking me what's the next number after 2, and that is 3. Then the next one would be 301 base 8, 302 base 8, and so on. Okay, I'm going to do one and let you work it. Let's say I had 306 base 8. See if you can write the next couple of numbers. Maybe pause this and see if you can write them, and then start again and see if you got them right. Okay, so the next number after 6 would be 7. The next number after 7, there isn't one, so I have to start all the way over and carry 1 to the next place. The next number after 0 is 1. So the next two numbers after 306, base 8 are 307 and 310. Okay, well, let's try a different base. Let's say we were talking about base 5. Talking about base 5, what would the symbols be? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those would be our 5 symbols. What would come after 4? 1, 0. Then 1, 1. Then 1, 2. Then 1, 3. Then 1, 4. Then, oh, not 1, 5. Be careful. There isn't a 5, so I would have 0. And I'd have to carry 1 to the next place. And I'd get 2. 20. And then 21. Okay, what about after 23? What would be next? 24. And not 25 because I can't write 5. I'd have 0. Go to the next place value. And so I'd have 30. 31. Keep going, keep going. Eventually, I'm going to get to 44. What would come after 44? Well, after 4, I have to have 0 because I have to start all the way over with my symbols. Carry 1 to the next spot. What comes after 4? Nothing, so I have to start all the way over and carry 1 to the next place value. There's nothing in that place value right now, so I would make it a 1. So after 44 in base 5 comes 100, then 101. Okay, what about base 2? Base 2, this is the base that computers do all their work in. Basically, computers have 2 states. We're oversimplifying a little bit, but digital computers at least have 2 states. Either there is electricity running through the wire or there is not. We call them 0 and 1. So that's the same thing as this base. So base 2 is only going to have 2 symbols. What are they? 0 and 1. Wow. Already to the next one, we're out of symbols and have to start over with a 0, causing us to start a new place value, which is 1. What comes after that? 1, 1. Now what? Uh-oh, we're already out of symbols again. So after the 1 has to come a 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. What comes after that 1? out of symbols, so I have to go to 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. There's nothing there, so I can put a 1. Okay, what comes after this? We'll start with the 0 here on the end. What comes after 0? 1. So then I can copy the rest of them. What comes after 1? You're always starting on the right end. You're always adding 1 to the right. So if I add 1 here, I get 0. I have to carry 1 to the next place value. What comes after 0 is 1. Okay, what comes after 0? 1. And then I can copy these. What comes after 1? 0, and then I have to carry 1 to the next place value. What comes after 1? There isn't anything, so I have to start all the way over and carry 1 to the next place value. What comes after 1? There isn't anything. So 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. Whoops, up here. And so there's not anything already there, so we're starting a new place value. And then 1. You see the pattern continues. So take your time with base 2, because we're going to be using base 2 a little more later on. We're going to actually be doing some arithmetic with base 2. So you've just got to take your time and make sure you realize what comes after 1 is 0 and carry to the next place value. Okay, let me give you 1. Maybe pause and then see if you can go to the next one. See if you can do the next 3 or 4 numbers after this one. Okay, first I'm going to add 1. All these stay the same. Okay, now I'm going to add 1 for the next one, but I can't have a next number after 1, so I have 0. Go to the next place value. After 1, there isn't 1. So go to the next place value. After 1, there isn't 1. So go to the next place value. After 0, I know what comes after 0, 1. And then just copy the rest. What comes after 0, 1. Copy the rest. And let's do one more. What comes after 1? There isn't anything, so I have to start over to 0. And carry the 1. What comes after 0? 1. And so then I can copy the rest. So those are my bases smaller than 10. Now what if I have a base larger than 10? What if I have base 16? There should be 16 symbols. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but look, that's only 10 symbols. So if we actually did have 16 fingers, who knows what other symbols we might have? We can't really imagine because that didn't happen. But we can pretend, and because we often type things, and the old typewriters and so forth, we used letters. So we'll use A, B, C, D, E, and F. Is that 16 symbols? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 symbols. So after F, we've run out of symbols, so we come to 0, and we have to start a new place value. So we get what looks like 10. It's really in base 16, 16. What comes after that? 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and so on. And what comes after 19? What's the next symbol after 9? There is one. There is a symbol after 9. It's A. So A is the next symbol. Then 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F. Now there are no symbols after F. So we have to start all over and carry 1 to the next place value. There is a symbol after 1. It's 2. So let's count on a little bit and we get to 2, 9. What comes after 2, 9? Ah, there is a symbol after 9. What's the symbol after 9? It's A. So we can keep going. Okay, let's say we keep going and we get to 3F. What comes after 3F? There isn't anything after F. That's the last symbol. So I have to go to 0, starting all over, and carry 1 to the next place value. So that gives me 4, 0, then 4, 1, and so on. Okay, what about once I get to 1199? What comes after 1199 in base 16? What's the next symbol after 9? Yes, there is one. It's A. So I can go to A and everything else just gets copied. Okay, 119A. Whoops, B comes after A. Let's keep going till I get to 119F. Is there a symbol after F? No, we're out of symbols. So I have to start over at 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. Now that's asking me what's the next symbol after 9. Is there one? Ah, yes. There is one. It is A. So after 119F is 11A0. And then 11A1. And so on. Okay. Eventually I will get to 18FF. Would be after 18FF. Well, there's no more symbols after F, so I have to go 0, carry 1 to the next place value. Oh, what's after F? There isn't anything, so I have to start over at 0 and carry 1 to the next place value. What's the next symbol after 8? 9. So after 18FF is 1900. Keep going. What's after 19FF? We'll do 1 or 2 more. Well, there isn't one, so I have to go start over and go to the next place value. What's after F? There isn't anything, so I have to go to 0, starting over, and go to the next place value. And what comes after 9? A. So 1A, 0, 0. And then after that, 1A, 0, 1. Okay, what would come after 9999? That's right, 999A. Then 999B. What would come after F, 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 F? That's right, 0, carry 1, 0, carry 1, 0, carry 1, and finally I would get to a 1. Okay. So that's how you count in the different number bases. In the next 2 segments, we'll look at how to convert number bases in a different base to base 10, and those in base 10 to different number bases.